a couple different weeks where this has happened, Mazz. Why are you dressing him if you're not playing him?
Good question. Can you get benched for sucking?
Or can you get benched because so you activate him, and then somewhere in between the time you turn in the lineup, 90 minutes before the game and kickoff, he tells you to go F yourself, and so you bench him as a punishment, or what? Like, what happened between the time they submitted the active list and kickoff? Like, what happened?
You got me. I don't know.
Why activate a guy if you're not going to play him? Use a roster spot on another gunner, Bill, or something.
Or one of your other wide receivers that you made scratches yesterday, like Tyquan Thornton or Kayshon Boutte.
Or Thornton or Boutte or a young kid who has fallen out of favor but at least has a few, I don't know. I mean, it's a fair point. Why are you activating JuJu Smith-Schuster just to have him stand there with his thumb up his ass on the sideline?
Good question.
Should justify the money that you spent on him just for, like, the optics of it. It made no sense. Look,
does he get a per-game roster bonus out of it, so you're taking care of him?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to that. But, I mean, he was one of their marquee free agent signings, so you may as well have him out there. I can't think of any other explanation. Talking to Mike Reese in the pregame yesterday, he said, I was asking him, like, who might play? Could we maybe see Kayshon Boutte? Whatever. And he was like, well, one thing was I don't think JuJu Smith-Schuster's going to end up playing. He's like, he's here, he's dressed. But he thought he was going to be a scratch. And the next thing you know, the inactives come out, and it's the other guys on there, and he's playing, and he barely was out there and might have been benched and only came in because, Bourne got hurt?
I mean, he definitely has a per-game roster bonus. We're talking about the Patriots here.
Yeah,
$60,000.
Yeah, it's the Patriot guarantee.
Right. So maybe that had to factor in somewhere.
And Bill's sort of taking care, showing some good faith to a guy that they've, invested in the offseason. I'll activate you so you get your roster bonus.
Yeah, something like that.
You can still give it to him without him being, I think. You can still give it to him. You don't have to activate him. If you just want to give it to him, I think you can give it to him. I think. I don't know. What are they futzing around with again? So how about, Bill was asked about it last night. How about Belichick won yesterday, post-game on Smith-Schuster, Jimmy?
Why didn't JuJu play until the fourth quarter?
We played multiple people. It's 2 weeks, but we played multiple people. So whichever guy plays the last, you ask why that guy didn't play more, and so we can't play everybody.
Okay, but it didn't work that way, though. He was on the bench until everyone got hurt, right? Parker got concussed. Kendrick Bourne tore his ACL.
Yep.
So now they needed a bye. So it wasn't like they were mixing and matching and putting guys in. No, he was sitting there with his helmet off until the two guys ahead of him went off the field, and then he went in. So that's Bill just not answering the question.
As usual.
They tried again.
We can't play everybody.
Okay, they tried again today. What do you say today, quickly?
Want to check in about JuJu Smith-Schuster.
Is this the same kid with the questions?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know. He sounds like McLovin.
Someone needs to give him a little, what did Wiggy used to call it? A
dope slap?
A Jaquanda, yes,
Oh,
a
yeah,
dope
yeah.
slap in the back. Pop him in the back of the head. Just ask the question, man. Jesus, McAdam. Go ahead.
Bert.
It's so annoying, Bert.
Change, obviously, towards the
Yeah, well, look, JuJu's missed a couple games there, and it was good to get him back yesterday, and did a good job for us. And when he got his opportunities there later in the game, so it looks like he will be physically ready to go, and so be good to have him back.
Okay, so Bill implying he wasn't physically ready to go yesterday?
I know. That comment struck me, too.
So then you're giving him the uniform to get him the roster bonus? What?
He probably was doing that.
I mean, it's not really important other than, what are they doing? What's going on? It just feels not right. Anyway.
Bill, why did JuJu play? Because he sucks.
Back to your
So
calls.
why was he on the roster? I wanted to give him his bonus.
Bob and
We can't play everybody.
Bob and Pembroke. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I just wanted to, to comment about the makeup of the Dolphins because I hear about all the speed. But let me just make a comment. Jalen Waddle, picked number 6 in 2021, wide receiver at number 6. Then they gave up 5 draft picks for Tyreek Hill. This year here with the 84th pick, they take a speed merchant out of the backfield, Devon Arcane, who's going to be excellent, and so forth. San Francisco, 4 picks for McCaffrey. Do you think it's about time that this organization started looking at things other than defense?
Sure, it does, yes. But I would not solely blame Bill for this. I think the Crafts
definitely
are all in on Bill's value-based approach. they treat it as their own. Like, that's why they liked Bill in the first place, because they said he thinks like we do. He thinks the way we want our coach to think. And so they're going to have an attitude adjustment themselves. So don't just, you can change Bill out, but you've got to make sure that the Krafts are on board of packaging picks, trading up, using different picks for different kind of skill sets or whatever, assuming risk, all that.
You were going to use the word investing. That's exactly what it is.
Well, value investing is like
Yes.
the whole philosophy.
No, if you're going to invest in the roster, whether it's money or picks, you have to invest in the roster.
But it's also the whole approach of, value investing. Buy low, sell high. You find the value in distressed assets and, get a jump on the market by doing that. It's like a whole business philosophy. They're all just, Warren Buffett, value investing, blah, blah, blah. They like the fact that Bill sort of treats football like that, which means you don't package a bunch of picks to trade up in the first round for one guy when you can make smart value investments lower in the draft and approach it that way for a far more economical approach. They're into that. The Krafts like that approach.
No, listen, I know they're into it. What I'm saying, though, is at some point you reach a stage where you got to get players.
So this is why I'm saying, are the Krafts willing to go there?
Good. To me, it's a fair thing to focus on them. Like that is, if you're not going to invest in the roster, money and picks,
or take risks at the top of the draft, the top of the roster, the
Right.
top of the pay scale to get talent, then that's an ownership thing. That's not a Belichick thing. I mean, it's as much of an ownership thing as it is a Belichick thing, is what I want to say. Mike and Danvers, go.
Yes, guys, how you doing? Great show. Listen, I think you guys put way too much weight into thinking that Kraft keeps his thumb down on Bill. I think it's quite the opposite. I think Kraft has handed Bill the keys. And I think that's why Bill can get up on the microphone and snort like a child with a cold, and we all have to sit there and take it because Kraft will not sit him down and say, enough, you have to stop.
Okay, Mike, I disagree. I think Bill's been he's been managed a little tighter the last couple of years.
Yeah, and he definitely has. And if what the caller is saying is true, then why did Bill stop futzing with the NFL mic last week?
Yeah, I think it's not like Bill does not have the complete total free reign of terror that he had 5 years ago and for the previous 15.
Right, and the money's a big thing. The microphone's a little thing. And from what I understand, Robert got in his ear on the flight home from Vegas and said, quit effing with the microphone.
Is that true?
That's what I heard.
Where did that come from?
It's about time. I mean, because it's been so obvious with the microphone thing. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's probably just a small aesthetic example.
He answers to the owner. Let's not delude ourselves. He answers to the owner.